Do you have any friends who like are in um, businesses or professions where sometimes they can help you out with some of your shadiness? No, like
Maybe.
I'm the background check stalker queen. But sometimes if I can't get it done, I have to call some connections and have them get it done. And it may be borderlines or over shady.
I think
I'm gonna still do it though.
the word there that you're using that doesn't need to be there is borderline. Say that sentence again, but just leave out the word borderline.
No, I crossed some boundaries, okay? I got the information I would knew. My intuition just knew something shady was happening, and I just had to know. I have been following this one story, and I've been telling you this is a shady situation, and I'm just getting a little bit more confirmation that I was correct.
Oh, you are? Is this information you haven't shared with me yet?
I literally just learned it while I was waiting for you to get on here with me.
And we have to do this live stream right now instead of finding
Yes.
out the information that I want to know?
Yes.
This is the sacrifice that radio people make that I don't think anybody understands. We slave sometimes 3 to 5 hours a day over a hot microphone on this live stream right here. We engage in conversations that we would have all the time anyway. And there's stuff like this that I have to wait like another 7 or 8 minutes before I get to know.
Yeah, there has been a situation that's been shady from the beginning, and I was correct about the relationship. That was shady from the beginning, and I have been dead on about that the whole time. And then there's shady business on another thing, and it's confirmed that the shadiness was maybe done on purpose.
Okay. Good morning, Facebook user. It's nice to see you.
I don't know. Okay, so we are on our StreamYard, and I'm the one who runs it. Ian Riley runs everything you hear out the radio. Ian Riley runs in the morning. Okay, this is my only job is this one, and I can't get it to work these last couple of weeks. Nobody's names are popping up in the comments. This just keeps unless I've blocked this person on my personal account, whoever Facebook user is, and I just can't see him.
Here's what you need to do. If you're going to leave us a
Might
comment.
because I could see Karina's name. Good morning.
Hi,
Oh, she's
to
you.
Do you know who Karina is? I don't think I've ever told you about her. Karina I worked at Burger King with her when I was like 18. I think she was 17.
Mm-hmm.
And I know this is going to sound silly. Just roll with me on this one.
It's literally everything that comes out your mouth.
I know. But her and I both took a tremendous amount of pride in having a very well ran drive through. And if you came through our Burger King when her and I were working the drive through together, it was the fastest, most efficient drive through you'd ever been
I ain't
through.
mad at that.
Yeah, we were good. We were really, really good.
Mm-hmm. I'm
I
not
think
mad
now,
at that.
I think,
Oh,
I think,
hi,
I think,
Paul. I don't know why, but you're not popping up on our thing.
yeah. Okay. So here's what you got to do. If you leave a Facebook message now, you have to leave your message and then sincerely and then your name. Maybe it's just Paul. I think it's just Paul.
It's just Paul. All right. That's cool.
Yeah. I think so. Now she works in auto financing, and now I come here and do this job for
Hey, man,
far less than I did at Burger King.
When I worked at the champagne bar, I loved it goes by faster too if you put that hustle into it.
Yeah, it does. You know what, too?
We can see your name, love.
Jamie DeRollo.
Oh yeah, I've known Jamie a long time. Jamie
Okay.
D, I know who you are, Jamie girl. I saw you at the fair, and sorry, our kids were ready to get on those rides, and Ian Riley and I were working. I wasn't trying to cut you out. I love you. I know
Jamie. Oh, that Jamie.
Weird to talk about, and maybe everybody thinks nobody likes each other because that terrible mutual friend. But I love you, and I've always loved you.
I remember this Jamie from the fair.
Oh,
that was the one. No. That was the one. That was the one when we were right by, I think by the stage. You're like, oh my God, that's Jamie. Quick, hide me. Stand in front of me so she can't see me. And I was like, okay, cool.
She knows you're lying. And it was because I ran into her in the food area while we were walking back over to the carnival.
Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe that was your other friend Jamie's first fair experience ever.
Yeah, my other
Ever.
friend who was with me had never been to the fair before.
I
I did
mean,
not.
I mean, I would even count those pop-up mall parking lot carnivals as a fair. I can't
And
believe she's never been to one.
she had an exhibit at the fair. I don't know if I can talk about this. She's gonna kill me.
Yeah. Roll with it. Let's hear it.
She's driving to Texas. She can't read, and she'd probably laugh. So she had an exhibit at the fair, and they did a paper mache cow. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know which one I'm talking about? And they had a little girl there that was milking to set up next to it that was supposed to be milking the cow. But when I walked up, the girl is underneath it, just right at the. It looked like it was milking the cow in a different manner to me. And she was so proud of it that I couldn't be like, is that girl like on her knees? Or am I supposed to be seeing what I'm seeing? Did the fair accidentally set it up this way? This looks, but good. I like the paper mache cow.
Are you surprised? I'm really surprised. Okay, I don't know where our cardboard cutouts are. If you're just hopping onto the stream, if you weren't at the Stanislaus County Fair, they had like a selfie station, and there was like a red carpet selfie station where your cardboard cutout, my cardboard cutout, Post Malone, Ariana Grande, Justin Bieber, and I think one more. Anyway, Ariana Grande went missing.
Somebody stole it. They walked out of the fair with Ari.
And then ours lasted. I'm just honestly shocked and surprised that ours A survived and B survived with nothing really wrong with them.
Did they survive? Where are they? I haven't seen them back in the building.
And 3, I'm assuming they survived because I just haven't heard that they didn't survive.
Okay, because I know the boss lady really, she was like, out of all of them, I really want that Post Malone one back. And I'm like, thanks.
Hey, but that Post Malone one was pretty sick. But they took the one with your sleeve on it, right?
Yeah, I don't think this sleeve one was there. Maybe. Let me see, because
the sleeve one was in the studio and it's not here anymore. It was over next to Alessia Cara, but now it's not.
Hold on. My sidekick sent me that she saw me at the fair. Yeah, it's the sleeve one.
Your psychic? Okay, yeah. I'm assuming they came back okay. I mean, we should check with promotions, I guess.
Yeah.
But I was convinced by like day 4 or day 5, I was going to have something written along my cheek right here, you know?
Promotion, they don't know or they don't care. If it's not the person from the other radio station, they don't matter to bring them back.
I was certain, I was 100% certain that there was going to be some sort of phallic thing on either side of my cheek or on my forehead. I was convinced it was going to come back like that.
Danelle, my friend Danelle took a photo with me. She's like, I got to see you somehow. So Danelle, I dropped off a present for you at Sandra's house yesterday. And Sandra was seriously considering keeping it for herself. Just so you know. So if Sandra doesn't tell you that there's a gift from me, your bestie's holding out on you.
Oh, do you ever do that with like food and candy and stuff like that sometimes?
Yeah, I go, I won't tell Danelle if you don't want me to. She's like, I'm joking. So anyway.
Can Danella send you that pic so we can share it from the fair? If you say you have photographic proof, prove it, lady.
I gave Danelle my autographed Justin Timberlake photo.
Oh, did you?
Danelle's a huge Justin Timberlake fan, and so is Sandra. But between the two, I thought Danelle was the bigger fan. And I go to Sandra's and I said, hey, when you see Nell, can you give this to her for me? And she goes, and Sandra's daughter's like, we don't get to keep it.
And okay, that's a bad move, Madden. What are you doing?
No, Sandra's the sweetest. And she said, but we also know Nell, and she likes things her way. She goes, so I will present it to her as, if you don't have a place in your house for it, I have a place in my office for it.
No, what you should have done was give it to literally anybody else to give it to her or FedEx it. You got UPS, FedEx, USPS, hire a courier, a carrier pigeon, a fox that you call fax.
No, Sandra doesn't mind. She goes, I'm going to bring it over there and say, look what Natalie gave us to fight over.
Was it the picture? Was it the picture of JT throwing the golf ball behind his back?
Yes.
That's a handsome picture too.
Hmm?
Yeah.
She's all, I'm keeping it. Hi, Jennifer.
That'd be like, you know what that'd be like? That'd be like you giving me like an autographed Johnny Resnick guitar or something like that and being like, hey, I know you're a Goo Goo Dolls fan, but this other guy down the street, I think, is a pretty bigger Goo Goo Dolls fan. So hang on to this one thing that you covet like no tomorrow and make sure you give it to him. And I'm going to trust you to do that.
If it were anybody else in our friend group, I wouldn't have trusted them.
Here's this hot, steaming Mexican pizza from Taco Bell, and it's the last one left. And Josh down the street tried one the other day and says it's his new favorite pizza. So even though you've been having one for 30 years now, go give it to him. And don't take a bite.
Right? Right? I'm glad you like it. Now I'm excited. See, we've had so many great experiences and I'm grateful for the autograph photos. But I like to give this stuff away. I got to meet the guy.
Which is pretty awesome in its own right.
He was the nicest. If you've never heard my Justin Timberlake story, Taylor Swift's the nicest in the business. But in my personal experience, Justin Timberlake was my personal favorite memory.
Nicer than anyone else you've ever met.
I was crazy.
Aside from Taylor.
I was like 8.5 months pregnant. We waited for his meet and greet. And he came in and he immediately grabbed a chair for me. Didn't have anybody, he was like, why? And he wasn't unprofessional to his staff, but he was a little stern, like, come on, you guys, you've been making this woman stand here this entire time. Made them go grab me water, grabbed me out of the line first. I was the only one he hugged. And he was just a nice guy.
Mm-hmm. For context, because they always say never meet your heroes. And so we'll come across a celeb here that's cool, a celeb there that's not. We're talking to the boss lady yesterday. We won't say who the celeb is. That's a story for her to share. But she was talking about doing an interview with this person, and she did her research. And when you interview a celebrity or a music person, whoever, you always do your research because then, like she said yesterday, it shows respect to what they do. You want to be up to date on their stuff. And so she found some information about this woman. And she shared it with her in the interview, like, hey, I hear you're really into this. This is what this article said. And the woman said, really? That's the most ridiculous thing I heard. And then when she was going to go do a meet and greet, she was told by the record rep, oh, you're going to have to apologize first for saying that's the most ridiculous thing you've ever heard. And it's like, who even are you?
Some are just like that. Some are just like that. Is there anybody you met that wasn't very nice?
Yeah, a few. And they were my huge heroes too. A sports star, he hasn't played in years and years, but Pete Rose is my favorite baseball player of all time. I think he's better than Babe Ruth. Fight me. I met him in Las Vegas and he was an absolute jerk. I was drunk and being a little obnoxious.
Met Barry Bonds and said the same thing. Said I was the biggest, and he was a kid. Yeah. And Barry, he kept going, Mr. Bonds, Mr. Bonds, Mr. Bonds, and he literally told my cousin to shut up.
Yeah, shut up. What even is that?
Who does that?
And then let's see, what was the other one? Okay, there's this offshoot band. They were huge in the 80s called Quiet Riot. They got that, come on, feel the noise. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I met them at the Fat Cat like 10, 12 years ago, right? Got meet and greets for them, which wasn't hard to do because it's Quiet Riot. Mm-hmm. Half the band now has passed away, but before it was the whole band. And I grew up with Quiet Riot. I don't get starstruck, but I was starstruck then. Like, oh my God, I put my hand out and he gave me a high five while he was singing. And he didn't want to do it too because he was only high fiving the girls. But I was so persistent that he finally gave me a high five, right? Afterwards, when I got a chance to meet him, I had a VHS cassette called Bang Thy Head. There weren't that many of them made. It was a pretty rare find, and I was going to get it autographed. And the girl that was running the meet and greet saw it. She goes, oh my God, I've only seen like 2 or 3 of those. And so she's tapping him on the shoulder. Do you see what this guy has? And they both look back like, yeah, cool, fine, whatever. But it was like the most coarse, uncool meet and greet I've ever had.
Mine was, I know Joe and I were married. I think you were on the show. Did you go with us to Pauly Shore?
No, but you and I interviewed Pauly Shore. I know.
And a country, John Party, who's from this area.
I've heard that.
He put a poor taste in my mouth. I can't. How many songs you got to talk about your boots? I know you're on country, but how many boot songs do you have? And I wouldn't even be mad at those songs if he wasn't just not that nice of a person.
But then there's the really, really nice ones that you think aren't going to be. When I did Napoleon Dynamite at the Gallo, all three of them, even the one that gave off creeper vibes, all three of them were absolutely wonderful to me.
Taylor Swift, super nice. Who else was super nice? Rascal Flatts, super nice and funny. Brad Paisley isn't rude or nice. He's just kind of quiet. Who else?
Okay, we remember.
Connie was nice, but brief. Oh, Katy Perry was awesome.
13 years ago now, and I only know this because I just watched the video.
Awesome. I love Kelly Clarkson.
When I was doing the K-Hop Night show like 13 years ago, remember when Jason Derulo came through? We talked about this before.
Derulo.
Super nice when you guys went out to dinner with him, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's really hard to get access to now, but I just found my interview with him from 13 years ago. He was only 19 years old when we did that interview.
Nice
I let off at that interview. I'm like, all right, man, you're new. Jason Derulo, tell us about you. He goes, I'm Jason Derulo. I'm 19 years old. I'm a pop singer. And that's not the same Jason Derulo that you see in interviews now.
There's a TikToker that you need to go look up, and he counts the seconds until Jason Derulo says his own name in the song.
I've seen him. He's hilarious.
It's pretty funny.
Because it's Jason Derulo, Beluga Heights.
All right, you guys, we have Beach Boardwalk tickets on the air. We have a California Garlic Festival. Hi, Phil. I know who that is, too. He must have been another Facebook user. I wonder why his name is not popping up.
It's Phil.
Bye.